However, you should always start with a swing. So I'm going to start with a swing, and from there you can go to different aspects of the practice, like head down, head up, the pressing, the finding of the hip joints, the going down and up, all of this stuff that we have learned. So you're going to put one foot forward, bend your knees, and come up. 2 or 3 times, change legs, come down and up. And now stay with straight legs and just shift the weight forward and back, forward and back. So find if you're doing it this way, you're twisting, what are you doing to do that? So you cannot really shift completely your weight, but you can shift a little bit your weight, forward and back. Change legs, parallel feet, come forward and back, forward and back. And you can see if you can make it wider stance, make it longer stance. What's the differences? So you can explore this. What do you have to do when it is longer? And then stand. Take the left foot forward and now shift your weight forward and back again. And as you come back, lift the front of the front foot and then put it down. Notice if you shift the weight to the back leg, then there is no movement in the hip joint, hardly any movement. However, if I keep more or less the weight in the front foot and lift the front of the front foot, I have to move the hip joints. So the distance between the leg and the pelvis is bigger. There's still, of course, a transfer of weight to the other leg. However, the initiation is not from shifting my pelvis and then taking the front of the foot up. So do that a few times. Notice how is it different. Okay? And stand again. Notice the difference in how you stand on both legs, and then take the right foot forward. Start shifting the weight. Now it's all straight legs. And then when you come back, lift the front of the front foot. Put it down. Try in the 2 ways, with the activation of the hip joint and with keeping the hip joint not moving, but moving the whole torso back. What is easier for you? And then stand. Left foot forward. And now lift the back heel. Come forward. Initiate first from the back heel and then come forward. What's the difference? Initiate from the heel or initiate from the pelvis coming forward to lift the heel. Lift the heel, come forward, put the heel down, come back. Lift the heel, come forward, put the heel down, come back. And now move the pelvis forward and back, and that will cause the heel to come up. And then stand, other leg, lift the heel, keep the pelvis where it is, and then shift the pelvis forward. And then put the heel down, take the pelvis back. Lift the heel, shift the pelvis, put the heel down, shift the pelvis back. Now initiate with the pelvis. Take the pelvis forward, lift the heel, take the pelvis back, put the heel down. Stand. We did both sides, right? I agree. Left foot forward, and now we are just gonna, any way you want, just take it easy. Lift the front of the front foot, shift the weight back, put the front foot down, lift the heel. You might be diagonal like I do it. You might come forward and back, and then stand. We are working on the flexibility of the ankle. Lift the back heel, take the front of the front foot up, and shift the weight forward and back. Of course, when you move the ankle, lifting the heel, lifting the front of the front foot, you get more ability to move forward and back compared to when you have the foot on the ground. And then stand. Bend the knees, come up. Bend the knees, come up. You might have left foot forward, bend the knees, come up. You might feel like it's easier to bend the knees. Why? Because we worked on the ankle, we worked on the hip, even though we didn't work on the knee. We didn't bend the knee, but it's all connected. Other side forward, right foot forward, bend the knees. Notice the difference. If you don't, no worries. Left foot forward. Bend the knees. Keep the knees bent. Start shifting the weight forward and back. Forward and back. Keep the head more or less on the same level. Don't come up and down when you're shifting your weight. And the knees are always bent in this transition. Other side, of course, take care of your knees. You can do very minimal things. Very minimal shifts. It doesn't have to be complete. And then stand. So until now, okay, we didn't finish that sequence. Left foot forward, bend the knees, and now as you shift forward, lift the back heel. As you shift back, lift the front of the front foot. Don't worry what the pelvis does. It's not the swing yet, it's just shifting weight with bent knees, lifting the feet. Change legs. Stand. Notice your breath. Change legs. Right foot forward. Bend the knees a few times. Keep the knees bent. And just lift the back heel with the front of the front foot. Lift the back heel with the front of the front foot. Okay. Stand. And walk. Notice how is your walking? Are your feet having more pep into them? Like the heels lifting up? How are the knees moving? Now we're going to bend both knees. Put your hands, the thumb on your rib cage, the pinky on your frontal hip points. So these are the bony landmarks. Your knees are bent, feet are parallel, and you're going to round the back. The hands come together. Mostly it's the pelvis that comes towards the chest, but the chest also moves towards the pelvis. And then get the distance between the fingers longer. The tailbone goes back and forward and back. You can put also your hands on your hip joint in this crease, in the groin crease. That's where the hip joint is. And you are going to initiate from the hip joint. So you take the hip joint back. That will arch the back a little. And then you take the hip joint forward, getting a lot of stretch in the hip flexors. So you initiate low down, back and forth, keeping the knees bent. Okay, stand. Take the left foot forward, bend the knees, and do the same thing. Arch and round the back, belly in, belly out, keeping the weight more or less in the center. You can initiate from the hip joint. Change legs. Bend the knees a few times. Notice how the knees are bending now, easily. And then keep them bent. And round and arch the lower back, bringing those two landmarks you're touching with your fingers together and away, together and away. Then you can come to your hip joints and initiate from there. Take them back so the hip flexors work, or the hip flexors are closer to each other, and then away. Closer to each other, and then away. So you're really initiating very low in the torso. And then stand. Now we will combine everything together. Left foot forward, bend the knees a few times, keep the knees bent. You can put your hands here, or one hand below the navel, between the navel and the pubic bone, the other hand on the lower back. And you're just going to do that movement of arching and rounding with knees bent. You know, round the back, come forward, arch the back, come back. So your weight is at the back. Round, come forward, arch, come back. Round, come forward, arch, come back. When I say round, I mean that the lower back is long and the belly comes in. That's rounding. Arching means that the lower back is smaller and the belly comes out. Okay? All right, so I round or I tuck my pelvis, or I bring the belly in and I come forward. Lift the back heel. Arch. Take the heel down, lift the front of the front foot. And then continue with this movement. Lifting the feet, rounding and arching the back. You notice my head is more or less staying where it is. And then I just let that go and let myself swing. That is the swing. Come forward, come back. Come forward, tuck, belly in, come back, arch. And then stand. Other side, right foot forward. Bend the knees, begin the movement of the pelvis, and then start shifting the weight. When you come forward, belly is in. When you come back, hip crease is flexed. When you come forward, the belly flexes. When you come back, the hip flexes. And the back arches. Hip flex, back arches, your back. And now add the feet. When you come forward, lift the back heel. When you come back, lift the front of the front foot. And then just enjoy it very freely. Swing. All right, so that's the swing. And then stand. See how you're feeling and walk. We do 2 times, head down. So all of this, even though we work the whole body, we are emphasizing the lower part. Now we are going to add the chest and the head and the neck to the whole thing. So left foot forward, you start with a swing. So any way you want to, start with a swing. And now at some part of the swing, you're going to bring your head down. Keep your head down and swing a few more times. So my head stays, as far as I know, in the same place. In space, everything is basically swinging under it. Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 times and stand. Again, same foot forward, left foot, bend the knees, start the swing normally. And then at some point, bring the head down. You can bring the head more down, so the chest is also rounding. Or not. That is kind of limiting the movement to the lower part of your spine. And then come up. Notice your breathing. Obviously, we use the flexors. The belly muscles. That kind of, after we let that go, there's a big breath. The diaphragm can work better. So we expect uprightness. Other side, right foot forward, swing, bring the head down, look below horizon, Continue to swing. Keep the head where it is in space. Stand. One more time. Swing. Head down, maybe even chest down. But continue to swing. And then let it go. Come up. Notice the breath. Notice the uprightness. And walk. Now we're going to take the head up. Left foot forward. Swing. Now when you come forward, that's flexed. The chest and the pelvis are kind of coming close to each other. You're going to take the chest away. So you're going to help with your hands on your side ribs and lift them up. Then take the pinky and the thumb to keep the same distance. You're looking maybe 45 degrees up, but you can look as high or as low as you want, as long as it's above the horizon, and you keep everything, the head maybe where it is if you can, and you swing under it. Okay, stand. We did the opposite now, but I still feel more of the uprightness. Left foot forward. Now we are going to come to the head up when you are extended in your back through the extension. So tailbone is back, you're on the back leg. Continue that lift and imagine a line, like a curved line between the top of the head, the extension of the lengthening of the top of the head all the way to the tailbone, like a big arc. And then keep the distance here and continue to swing. So that's another way to take the head back. The main thing is don't crunch the neck. The extension of the neck comes from the chest. And then stand. Change legs. Swing. How is the swing? Now, do you feel more of yourself participating? I certainly do. And then we will come to the flexion. So you're on the front leg. Flexion of the belly. And now from there, you're going to take the chest up. Make the barrier so that you're not going to crunch the neck, and keep swinging. Let that go, keep swinging. How is the swinging now? And then stand. How is the standing? Right foot forward again, bend the knees a few times, start the swing. And now we are going to come to the lifting of the head from the extension part. So I'm taking my weight back, I'm extending. Now I'm keeping that extension in the chest, putting the barrier and continuing. And then stand and walk. So that was the This is basically the prep for the more advanced parts that we are going to come today to. So, the pressing. The pressing. Okay. So, left foot forward, swing, and now try to bring the back heel a little higher, and a little higher, and a little higher, and you bring the knee forward. You see how I'm bringing the knee forward. All right, you come to the squared off position, so maybe you need more space in order to bring squared off position. The front knee is right above the front ankle. The front hip is above the front knee. And that's my maximum, more or less, with bringing the heel forward. Okay, from that situation, I'm swinging in the center. So I'm taking my tailbone back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Shift your weight to the front leg, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Shift your weight to the back leg, back and forth. You can put your fingers on the hip crease and notice how you have flexion in the hip when the back extends. Okay, I'm on my back leg. And then stop and stand. Other side. Just swing. Right foot forward, swing. Bring the left heel higher and higher, higher and higher, higher and higher in the swing. And then come to the highest point you can on your toes and bring the front foot a little forward if you need to, so that you can get the squared off position. And in the squared off position, keep the knees more or less, you see, as they are. The ankle doesn't have to be to the perpendicular, like the metatarsal don't have to be perpendicular. You can always hold on to a chair, just the highest you can, and continue the swing. Come to the front leg, swing. Come to the back leg, swing. And then stop and stand. Uprightness, ability to really be on your heels. Maybe. That's my sensation. Left foot forward. Swing. Notice the swing now. Is it easier to take the heel a little higher? Is it easier to put more of yourself into the swing? And then come to the squared off position. Maybe you need to change your stance. All right. And now come to the back leg. Swing over the back leg. And keep yourself in the hip flexed position. So I'm hip flexed, my tailbone is back, and here I'm going to press a little bit into the toes of the back leg. Press, and then slowly release and come to the swing. Press back, slowly release, swing. All from the hip joint. Press back, slowly release. Press back into the toes of the back leg, and then release. Stand. Change legs. Notice how the front leg is now freer as I come to the swing now. Come to the toes of the back leg. Change the stance if you need to, so that you are in the squared off position. And from here, swing. Shift the weight to the back leg and swing over the back leg. Keep yourself in the extended position, so you are flexed in the hip joint. And then press into the back toes. Press the back toes forward and slowly release and come into the swing. And then back again, press into the back leg, the back foot, the back metatarsals, and release slowly. Last time, press and release slowly. Continue the swing, stand. And then walk again. What did this do to you? This is a very good way to find the hip joints. We did a lot of other pressings. I'm just going to do one more pressing. Swing. If you have any issue, the best way to swing or to use the pressing is to come to the squared off position and take the back leg so that you can straighten it. And from here, swing and find the flexion. So I'm flexion, not in the hip, the flexion of the torso. So the belly in, you're tucked under with your pelvis. Not extreme. This will create a lot of space in the front of the right leg now for me, the front of the back hip. If the leg is straight and you're flexed, it will be easier on the knee when we are going to press into. You're pressing into the toes of the back, into the metatarsal of the back leg, creating even more tucking under. And then you slowly let go so the hip joint goes back, you release the back knee. And then again, press into the hip joint so that the flexors, the hip flexors become very long. And then slowly release while bending the back leg. And again, flex, press, and then slowly release. Stand. I feel like this hip joint on the right leg is very extended. And I feel like I'm standing the front of the heel. Other side. Right foot forward, left foot back, you just swing. So that's how we start everything, with the swinging. Maybe that way. Lift the back of the back heel more and more. And then come to the squared off position. Straighten the back leg, so take the back foot back, but keep the tucking under of the pelvis to whatever level you can. And the back leg is straight now. Okay, press into the back toes. I tuck the pelvis in, not like in the last time when we did it with extension. Extension of the back. Here it's flexion of the back. So rounding, long back, belly in. Okay? And now, Press, make the back hip joint even more extended, extend more of that hip, and then slowly let go by taking the hip joint back and bending the back leg. So I'm actually flexing the hip now. And then again, straighten the back leg, extend the hip, which flex the belly. Yeah, I know it's funny, but that's what it is. And then slowly let go. And then again, flex, flex, flex. Slowly let go. Come after that, stand. Notice how you are between the two legs and take a walk. So that's what you do if you have knee pain. You also lean on something and you make sure that you're not having knee pain. If this also gives you knee pain, we showed in the class how to do it lying down. Okay. We're moving on this time. So if you have knee issue, you go to the back, to the straight leg back when you want to flex and then let go. Okay. Now we're swinging, coming to the squared off position. Okay. And now we are going to press, 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 press into the back toe. Let go fast. Press, 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 tuck, 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 tuck the pelvis, tuck the pelvis, tuck the pelvis. And then let go from the hip joint. Press, press, press. Let go. Press, press, press. Quickly let go. So you can quickly or fast let go. Stand. Change the legs. Right foot forward. Swing. So that's all repetition. Find the squared off position. Long, long, long here in the front of the hip joint. This is called extension because the pelvis and the leg are away from each other. Flexion is when the joint, when the bone comes together. Okay, so it's flexion in the belly. The belly and the chest come closer together, but it's extension of the hip. The thigh and the pelvis are going away from each other. Okay, so press into the back leg. Press, press, press. Let go. Press into the back leg. Press, press, press. Let go. Or either slow or fast. Press into the back leg. Press, press, press. Let go. Stand. Walk. Left foot forward. Swing. Notice the swing. Come to the squared off position. All right, now press into the front heel. So I shift the weight into the front leg. I press into the heel. I press and I tuck. So it's still flexion, but it is less flexion. So I'm extending the front leg and front hip. Let go. Press, press, press into the front leg. Let go. Press, press, press into the front leg. Let go. And now pressing to the back leg. Tuck the pelvis under. Let go. Pressing to the front leg. Let go. Pressing to the back leg. Let go. Pressing to the front leg. Let go. Stand. We're going to do the other side. All of it is a repetition. Right foot forward. Swing. Notice the swing. Notice how much you can get all of yourself swinging. And then come to higher and higher heel. Eventually, You can tuck much more when the heel is up. Get into the squared off position. Front knee above the ankle. Front back knee below the hip. You're flexed under. Press into the back leg. So the metatarsals press into the floor, and you tuck even more. And you have more extension in the front of the hip. Flex the belly. More, more, more. Let go. Again, into the back. Flex, flex, flex. Let go. Down. Coming to the front leg. Extend the hip of the front leg. It won't be as much, of course, as the back leg, but I'm still rounding my back. Belly is in. I'm flexed in my torso. Press into the front leg. Shift the weight to the front leg. Press, press, press. Let go. Pressing to the front leg. Press, press, press. Let go. Pressing to the front leg. Into the heel. Press, press, press. Let go. So I'm trying not to move anything in the knee, in the ankle, or anything except in the hip joint and in the spine. And then let that go. That's the isolation of the movement. Did I do both? No, I did not. So come back to the same position. Swing. Notice you're swinging. Keep the back heel up as much as you can. And then pressing to the front leg. Oh, tuck, 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 let go. Pressing to the back leg. Tuck, 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 let go. Pressing to the front leg. Tuck, 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 let go. Pressing to the back leg. Tuck, 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 let go. Let it all go. Stand. And then walk. Okay. Walk backwards. Walk forwards. Walk forward. And now, coming up and down. Left foot forward, right foot back, swing. See how much the back heel is lifting. And then take the back heel back. You're extended in the hip. Put the front foot down. Come over the front leg. And now I'm neutral in my spine. And I'm just going a little bit down from the hip joint. We worked with the hip joint. I'm not flexing and extending the back. I'm keeping just movement from one joint, and that's the hip joint. So come down and up a little bit. You will feel that in the glutes of the front leg. Hip joints. Keep. It's not easy for me. It requires a lot of concentration. See, I'm not moving a lot up and down. And then stand. Other side. We worked in class to make sure that we are not using our lower back. A very good way to find if you're using the lower back is if your back begins to hurt. So, because we are not using it, it's just from the hip joints, it's working the glutes. All right. Because to lift yourself up, you use the buttocks. Come down, you use gravity. Okay, come to the squared off position. and continue the swing. Actually, I didn't do that in the previous part, so I had a smaller stance. You don't need to come to the squared off position, but it is, you can really move the pelvis more and better if you have a longer swing for me. Okay, anyway. Come back. So you're a little arched. Lift the front of the front foot. All the weight is in the back leg, the back heel. And then I put the front foot down, bring the weight to the front leg. So I'm shifting my weight. Keep the knee right above the ankle. I'm already a little bit flexed in the hip. So I'm going to flex a little more from the hip joint and up from the hip joint. Not doing a lot. I keep myself long. I imagine that as I flex more, there's a tail. The tail extends, but the head remains, so that I'm long in the spine. And when I come up, the head, the top of the head comes forward and up, but I resist with the buttocks. And most of my weight is in the front leg. One piece. One piece. And then let that go and stand. Walk. The next thing we did is to keep, we worked until now in the sagittal plane, forward and back. We also worked sometimes in the frontal plane. This time we are going to work in the transverse plane. So we are going to start rotating, turning. All right. So this is going to eventually very much strengthen your knee, but right now it might not strengthen your knee, might injure your knee. So you have to do it completely well, and we did it in the class. We worked in partner, how to make sure that you're not twisting the knee. Twisting the knee is the worst thing to do. I'm taking a dowel here, and I'm going to make sure that I'm not twisting the front knee with this dowel. First of all, we worked in pairs so that we could make sure that we're not twisting the knee. So, align the feet, swing. Okay, and then bring yourself into some kind of a knees above the ankles. Don't get the knees in. That's what I have to tell myself. And I'm basically sitting in between the two legs. Then I'm going to turn. So in order to turn, I shift my way to the front knee, to the front leg, and I'm going to take my whole body, upper body, lower body, this whole torso, including this leg, out to the side. Not much. I'm going to do a very small turn. That means that I'm keeping this back hip joint in the same position, so there's no movement in the hip of the back leg. All of the movement is in the hip of the front leg, because I'm turning my pelvis with respect to this leg, but this knee has to stay where it is. So I'm keeping that knee where it is, and I'm turning everything together. Then I'm putting it back. But my weight is on my front leg, and I'm keeping the knee where it is. Okay, I didn't turn everything turns together, so there's not like just the pelvis. the whole body together, and then back. Whole body together. Oh, you see, my knee wanted to go in to turn my front knee, but I keep it out. And then, okay. Work with the camera at home to make sure. Now I'm going to work with my dowel. But first I'll do it on the other side. Stand. Right foot forward, swing. Come to both feet on the floor, parallel, bent knees. Okay. And now I'm going to turn from that hip joint. So as I turn out with my whole body, I'm not changing the back hip joint, I'm changing the front hip joint. There's a relative motion between the leg and the pelvis. The pelvis turns in, so the leg relative to the pelvis has to turn out. So I'm keeping my knee above my pelvis and I'm turning the whole body. And then I come back. I'm shifting my weight though to this turning, come back. I'm on this leg. When I'm turning the whole body to the left, I'm keeping the right knee above the ankle. And I turn and come back. And the weight is on that leg. And come back and turn and come back. And then stand. Now I'm going to use the dowel. Left foot forward. Swing. Come. Oh God. Come to be in between your legs. Okay, I'm putting the dowel here, so the dowel will hopefully show me that I'm 90 degrees. Shift your weight to the front leg, turn, come back, turn. And I feel it in the butt of the front leg. Other side. Okay, swing, come to that position. Dowel is 90 degrees, hopefully. And now I'm taking my whole body out. Feeling the squeeze of my right butt. Right? Stand, feel how you're standing, and walk. Now, so many topics here. Huh? We're going to use the arches and the buttocks to help us keep the front knee right above the ankle. Okay, so lift the arches, let them go. Lift the arches, put your hands on your greater trochanters, on this bump, on the side of the femur. And notice when you're lifting the arches how this greater trochanters go back, and they're different side to side for me. So lift the arches, let them go. Lift the arches, let them go. This is a sequence we have done before, I think in the last session. And now lift the arches, keep them lifted, squeeze the buttocks. Squeeze the buttocks from the very low buttocks, and then come to the higher part, near the arch of the pelvis. How do you call that? The rim of the pelvis, and bring the upper butt together. And then let go of the upper butt, but keep the lower butt together. And then let go of the upper butt, keep the arches together, let go of the arches. Leave the arches alone, just squeeze. You imagine the sit bone come to go towards each other. Then you come to the iliac rim on the side. That's the attachment of the gluteus medius, and press that in. If you don't find the difference, just don't worry about it. Just squeeze the whole buttocks. Let that go. Do that last time. Squeeze the buttocks. Leave the arches where they are. And squeeze the buttocks. Now lift the arches. Let the arches go. Lift the arches. Let the arches go. Lift the arches while you're squeezing the buttocks. Let the arches go. Let the buttocks go. And then walk. So we have a longer sequence with that. You can look at the previous class. And we are using it to help us keep the knee above the ankle. Okay, so swing. Left foot forward, swing. Keep the knees, and then keep feet parallel, knees above the ankle. My tendency, it's not necessarily your tendency, but lift the arch and squeeze the buttocks of the front leg. Come to the front leg with the arch lifted, and then take the whole body and turn. And then come back and turn. And then come back. You can use your down. Turn. And then come back. Turn. Turn one piece. Come back. Turn. Feel the buttocks. Feel the buttocks. Come back. Other side. Swing. Come to both feet on the floor. Keep the knee above the ankle.